And what I refer to this is almost like the opposite of the distributive property. All right. So the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to find a common factor. And the common factor is going to be one that goes into both 24 and 12. All right. And not only in the common factor that I'm looking at, it's going to be the greatest common factor. All right. So when you're looking at 24, right, what goes into 24? Give me some things. All right. So let's look at this. I got 1 and 12, right? Or 1 and 24. And what else goes into, you said what? 2 and 12. All right. 4 and 6. And someone said 12. All right, so I got my 12 and 2. Does anything else go into 24?
3 and 8.
All right, 3 and 8, which these would normally be done. All right, what about 12? What goes into 12? 1 times 12. And what else? 2 times 6. And what else? 3 times 4. All right, so what is the greatest one that, between the two of it, that it shares? Yeah, 12. So 12 would be my greatest common factor. All right. So when I look at this, I would know that 12 is the greatest one. All right. And that's going to be important to me. So if I were to write this expression, right, I would know that 6 would, or the 12 would be the first one. So 12, I would pull out, right? And I would put 1 here plus, and how many times does 12 go into 24? 2 times, right? So we're going to actually write this with variables in it. So let's go ahead and come down to number. Okay. All right. So let's go down to the first one. All right. So let's do this one together. All right. So I have 6C plus 3. All right. So what can I pull out of both 6 and 3? Well, what goes, can 2 go into 3?
Yes.
2 can go into 3? So if I have 3 and I have 6, right? 3, what do I multiply to get 3?
2. No. Right? 1.
What are my options to multiply to do 3? 1 and what?
3.
1 and 3. Can I multiply anything else? No. All right. What can I multiply for 6? I've got 1 and 6 and what?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. So what is my greatest common factor for this? 3. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out that 3 here, right? And I'm going to divide it into each one. All right. I'm going to do my little brackets. 3 goes into 6 how many times? 2. So I've got 2C plus 3 goes into 3 how many times? Boom. I'm done. All you're doing is you're kind of like the reverse of the distributive property. All right. Now, every time I do this, I need to go back and check my work to make sure it's correct. 2 times, or 3 times 2C is what? 6C, right? Because I'm reversing it. I'm double checking my work right now. And 3 times positive 1 is what? Positive 3. So I know that I did this correct. All right. And we're going to do quite a few of these together. All right. So don't worry about it if you guys are kind of getting a little confused. All right. We're going to keep working these until you guys understand it. All right. So I'm looking at 12. All right. What can go into 12? So I've got my 12 over here. All right. So I've got 1 times 12. I've got 2 times 6. And what else do I have? Yep. I've got 3 times 4. All right. Now let's go down here and look into 8. All right. So what can I multiply for my 8s? I've got 1 and 8.
2.
I've got 2 and I've got 4. All right. And that's pretty much all I can do. So what is my greatest common factor between these that I can divide into? 4. So I've got my 4 here and my 4 here. So are you guys seeing how I'm kind of figuring out what is my greatest one? All right, so then let's break this down. All right, 12 divided by 4 is what? 3. Minus 8 divided by 4 is what? 2. And we're adding our d to it. So this should be my answer, but let's go back and double check. 4 times 3 is what? 4 times negative 2d is what? Negative 8d. Because 4 times negative 2d is what? Negative 8d. So this works. Alright, are you guys kind of starting to slowly catch on? Alright, let's look at this one. So 5. Alright, what do I multiply to get 5? 1 and 5. There's nothing else I can do to it. Alright, 15. I can multiply 1 and 15 and 3 and 5. There's nothing else that I can do. So what is my greatest common factor? 5. Alright, so I'm going to use 5. So I'm going to pull my 5 out, and then I'm going to divide. 5 divided by 5, or 5x divided by 5 is what? 1x, or just x, right? 5 divided by negative 15 is what? Negative 3. So this right here should be my answer. However, every time I do this, I need to go and double check what I'm doing. Alright, and I double check by doing the distributive property. So 5 times x is what? 5x. 5 times negative 3 is what? Negative 15. So this, like I said, when I do the distributive property, this is me doing the opposite. Alright, and that's just to double check my work, because it's absolutely silly to not double check my work and then get things wrong. Alright, so I have, looking up here, so I have 9, and what can I go into to get 9? 1 and 9, and what? 3 and 3. And I'll just write this down 2 times. Alright, so 45, I've got 1 and 45, right? What else do I have? Yep, I've got 5, 10, and 9, and that's about it, right? Because then you just go into 9 and 5, so which is the reverse of this. So what is my greatest common factor? 9. Alright, so let me go ahead and pull out my 9 here. And 9y divided by 9 is what? Y, because I asked you. Alright, and 945 divided by 9 is what? Positive or negative? Plus 5. So I'm going to double check my work. And I'm going to actually just double check it down here so I can keep my answer nice and clean. Alright, 9 times y is what? 9y. 9 times positive 5 is what? So because this and this is correct, that's correct. Alright, so we'll come back to this one and do this one together, but on this one I want you guys to do 10 plus 12y on your own. Yep, same thing. 10 plus 12g. You guys do that one on your own, and then we'll come back and double check the work together. So this one right here. You guys ready to try this one together? All right. All right, we'll give you guys just a few more minutes here. All right, so let's go through this one together. All right, so I'm gonna go through here and I'm gonna see which one. What'd you guys get for the? So some of you guys got 2. Did anybody else get something besides 2? Okay, well let's look at this together. So for 10, I've got 1 and 10, and what else can we get? 2 and 5. All right, and that's pretty much all I can get for my 10. All right, for 12, I have 1 and 12. What else do I have? 2 and 6. Perfect. And there should be one more. 3 and 4. So when I look at this, what is my greatest common number? 2. All right. So I come up here, and 10 divided by 2 is what? Nope. Yep, 5. Good job. All right. And 5 or 12g divided by 2 is what? Yep, positive or negative 6g. Good. Plus 6g. All right, let's go back down here and double check our work. And all I'm doing is I'm going to rewrite this so it's nice and pretty. All right, 2 times 5 is what? 2 times positive 6g is what? Positive 12g. And this matches my original, so I am good. Are you guys understanding this a little bit? Kind of, sort of? All right, let's do this one. Now, some people might look at this and be a little overwhelmed because I've got different variables in here. But let's look at what off the top. What do you can see that can go into all of these numbers? 4, because 4 can go into 4 how many times? 4 can go into 16 how many times? 4 can go into 8 how many times? 2. All right. So I'm going to just go ahead and pull my 4 out off the top. 4AD divided by 4 is what? Perfect. Did you see how nobody got that one? Because 4 divided by 4 is what? 1. Yep. So now remember, my secret 1 can appear whenever it wants to, or it can disappear whenever it wants to. Yeah, you can put 1 on there if you choose to, but just know anytime you see problems, it's not going to be there. It will not be there. All right, so 4 can go into positive 16 how many times? Positive or negative 4? 4 can go into negative 8a how many times? Perfect, negative 2a. And if we were to go down and double check our work and put my 4, I'm just going to copy what I think is the correct answer. And I'm going to use the distributive property. So 4 times AD is what? Nope. 4AD. 4 times positive 4 is what? What kind of 16? Positive 16. And 4 times negative 2a is what? Negative 8a. 4 times 2, negative 2 is negative 8a. All right, should we do one more together? All right, so we'll do one more together, and then from there, you guys are on your own. All right? So over here, I have 20p minus 10. So you guys go ahead and do 20p minus 10 on your own. So 20p minus 10. Do that one on your own. I love that I see some calculators being used. Yep. So down here, I'm going to do my 20 and my 10. It's just time consuming and making sure that you go back and double check your work. All right, so what goes into 20? So I always start off with my 1 and my number that I'm working with. What else goes into 20? Yep, 2 times 10, and what else? And 4 times 5. All right, for 10, 1 and 10, and what else? 2 and 5. All right, looking at this, what is my greatest? 10. So I'm going to pull out, yep. So I'm going to pull out my 10, and because 10 is my greatest. So I pull out my 10, and 20p divided by 10 is what? 2p. And negative 10 divided by 10 is what? Is what? What is it? Negative 1. All right, let's double check your work. I'm going to rewrite exactly what you did. Do my distributive property. And 10 times 2p is what? 20p. And 10 times negative 1 is what? What kind of 10? Negative 10.